You're ready. All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Monday night Wine Ambassador Opportunity Call. Today is August 17th, 2020. And my name is Priscilla Ashley. I'm one of the leaders here. I get the honor tonight to introduce our CEO and co-owner of our wonderful wine business. I met Rory, I think it was 3 years ago this month. We met on a trip to Aruba that we both had won. And when he showed me that he was helping thousands and thousands of people learn how to make money online, I raised my hand and I said, I want to know more. Because I had been in the same industry as Rory for 8 years at that, maybe 7 years at that time. And I only knew one way, and that way was completely on social media and the old way of family and friends. And so when I met Rory, I was like, okay, I want to know more. So luckily, I'm blessed that he took me under his wing and he decided to teach me what he does. And a lot of others here are doing the same thing. And I'm just super excited because this man has been in the industry for 30 years and you guys get to hear from him tonight. So Rory Rickard, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Priscilla. And for those of you that are brand new or this is the first time you're hearing about this, I'm going to walk you through the differences of what this is and why this opportunity is something you should be looking at and diving into. First and foremost, we're in the direct sales industry. We are literally promoting and marketing, if you will, a wine of the month club business. And in that business, we're getting wine of the month club customers. We're not selling wine. We're selling access to fine wines. We're selling them access to get these incredible wines shipped right from Napa and Sonoma Valley right to their door. And what we were able to do and put together from years of learning about this is put together a business with an incredible niche and an incredible value that we get to take to the public. So we have already been marketing wine of the month. We've been working on this, across the globe, really establishing relationships and figuring out how to explain this. And the thing with wine is most people aren't like myself, where they've been traveling the world for wine and have been spending a lot of time and money and energy around wine that are passionate about it. Most people drink wine from the store, the wine store, and they know the reds and the whites, but they're not really into the varietals. They don't even understand how broad it is. And they don't know the difference between, a mass-produced wine byproduct that they call wine and a true fine wine. And that's most people. And it has to do with the value and the timing, but also in the United States, we had a thing called Prohibition decades ago, but it literally wiped away 2 generations of wine drinking and culture. So, no one really understood that because it got wiped out. Well, it's come back big and strong. Wine is the #1 beverage in the U.S., like it is and it's the #1 adult beverage in the world. Wine is a very big industry. It's $1 trillion industry. That's 1,000 Bs, in case you don't know. So it's 1,000 billions. It's multiple trillions. It's been around for roughly 7,000 plus years. If it wasn't for beer and wine in the early, years of civilization, we wouldn't even be here today. We would have been wiped out by the bacteria and the plagues that were in the water and, just poor conditions, right? But the brewing process of wine and beer cleans things up. Well, wine has a lot more fortitude to it, and it's something that's just really grown back up in the culture of the U.S. And the biggest section of growth is having to do with internet and people being able to order and logistics and states allowing it to come in is the direct-to-consumer marketplace, or DTC. 4 years ago, and you mentioned it was like 3 years ago, Priscilla, that we met in Aruba, and we met with also with Brett, who's the president and also co-owner of Wine Ambassador. And if it wasn't for Brett, we wouldn't have had this opportunity to grow. And he and I, as marketers, just hit it off. Priscilla, Brett, and I all met on that trip. And every now and then, we talked about it because we just came to our 3-year anniversary of that trip. and you reflect what's happened since that trip, this opportunity happened since that trip, and that trip started that. Priscilla saw how we grow things changed and modified. Here we are at Wine Ambassador, and we get to do things our way. We get to do things where, we literally create an environment for people to succeed. When Brett and I talked back then, the direct-to-consumer marketplace had been right around 3.5% and growing. We didn't know what the numbers were going to be, but we saw it being the biggest room for growth in the wine industry, which is a big industry. It's also something we could see ourselves taking around the world. And just so you guys understand, the direct-to-consumer market part of wine is something people don't even know they can do. The logistics are available, and we're growing awareness, and we're growing things out there. And I've always said, since I got involved with this, which, by the way, wine has been the most amazing thing for me to ever market. You will hear me say it, it's going to come out and everything. All roads lead to wine, and everything I market changed the second I added wine to it. Wine is just magical, and it's relevant. People actually care about it. So back then we saw it, and you guys, the stats on it are incredible. I was looking for something that Brett sent me the other day that came out in Wall Street Journal. But when we were back then, wine was about 3.5%. We knew it was going to be growing. Well, it's been 3 years since then. It's over like 12% now of all wine sold is now direct to consumer. The awareness is growing. People are getting aware of it. So what we get to do is ride this complete trend. When you have a trend that's constantly going up, that trend is your friend. A lot of money to be made here because the opportunity is great. Opportunity is great because there is a problem and a solution, and we get to be part of that solution. The problem is people don't understand what fine wines really are. And if they get educated on it, they're going to want fine wines. Your tastes adapt. If you know there's a big difference between a punch wine and a true fine wine, you're going to want the true fine wine. Once you taste it and get acclimated to it, you're not going to want that cheap wine. It'll taste literally acidic and it'll taste like vinegar to you compared, because they speed the process up. They induce sulfites into it. Sulfites are made naturally in the brewing process when you make wine properly. Sulfites are necessary. They're a preservative. It is the byproduct of basically the fermentation process, and as that is brewed and it cleans things up in that process, it creates its own the sulfites, which creates its own preservative, natural preservative. When they make it in the fast way, they induce sulfites, which are artificial, and they have to add them because they have to have preservative, and those tend to be what give us headaches. A natural sulfite, your body is going to digest it just fine. It's going to absorb it. You're not going to get the headache. When you take a artificial anything, your body's got to break down an artificial ingredient. That's what's happening with the sulfites. And that's why a lot of people say, like, I don't drink white wines because I get headaches. That's because they're drinking cheap white wine that has induced sulfites. Same thing with reds, right? Now, we have a true fine wine, but the difference with this is where our niche is fine wines cost a lot of money. And it's something that I learned, in my early 20s, the difference of wine. And I would go in and, the wines that we drank on a regular basis prior to, having this opportunity here were $80 to $120 a bottle on average, our favorite ones that we drink all the time. And we've gone into restaurants and dropped $500, $1,000, $2,000 on some bottles before. I've done it multiple times and had a couple bottles. It was so good. And not everybody can appreciate, or not everybody has the means to lay that type of money out. There's a lot of things they would rather buy, especially you're raising kids, right? There's a lot of things that justify that expense not going to that beverage for that one moment, that one special event, and something that I wanted to deliver was that to the masses. And the only way to do that was to change the business model up for today's available models. So you've got a traditional model that's been going for years where the winemakers make the wine. They get their wine to a wholesaler. Wholesaler gets it to a distributor. And sometimes it goes through several hands before it gets to the liquor store, before it gets to the wine store. And therefore, by the time it gets there, the markup's a lot higher than it originally started. Well, because of our model, we create an opportunity that we partner with you. You are our partners. You are here to help us deliver that wine, deliver the message of the wine to the consumers. You're not going to be selling wine out of your basement or your garage. You're going to show them what this opportunity is. They're going to sign up to get the wine direct from Wine Ambassador, shipped from Napa to their door. And we pay you very well for doing so, and I'll walk you through the comp plan here in just a moment. These fine wines retail, they would retail for probably $80 on up. Our Grand Cru line, it would retail for $150 on up. And we are only delivering it through our membership program, meaning they can buy it from a Wine Ambassador only. They can't buy it direct from the company. They can only buy it through our partners, which is you guys. These are our own wines. They are our own labels, which means we control the branding and marketing. They are made by our winemakers that we have commissioned to vent the wine for us. And our winemakers are second and third generation winemakers. They make wines for fine steak restaurants around the world already. They are, Napa, vintners. They are amazing at what they do. And we were able to work this out to where we hire them and run stuff for them. We've already got the next 6 wines in production and bottled and ready to be shipped out in our monthly, what we call smart ship orders. And our customers and wine ambassadors alike on our smart ship orders get our lowest price of the wine. And they basically get 4 bottles for as little as $99.95. Basically $25 a bottle, making it, basically as affordable as those cheap wines, only this is a fine wine that normally would be probably $80 on up. 1 bottle in that selection each month is worth more than the entire shipment. And that's what we try to do. And we did it because we changed the economy of the business. We literally are the manufacturer and the fulfillment. All the marketing and distribution of what we do and spreading the word is done by you, our partners. And we're able to pay you extremely well for doing so because of what I just told you there. So that's where the business sense comes in. Now, to my knowledge, those that know me or get to know me, we do things just differently. We see the world differently, and we're able to put stuff up there. We were able to finance everything that was necessary for this. The company is completely debt-free. We don't even have a credit card bill. We are cash positive enough to have the wines done for the next 6 months, and we already have wines in production for the next 2 years. That's a very important thing for people to understand. There are other wine of the month clubs out there that are living on investment dollars. They are literally drowning because they are trying to compete in a very not smart way. And this is a very competitive industry. There's wine everywhere. There's wine in 7-Elevens in some states. Our wines are true fine wines that won't be there. And we set ourselves apart because we have a high quality wine that would normally sell for a lot more in the normal channel. We're able to deliver it to our members at member pricing. And it's going to just really rival or be superior than most of the wines that people would spend $100 or more on. But they're not going to spend that. They're going to get the member pricing of basically $25 a bottle. Now, I'm going to go into the comp plan. I'll tell you this: if you've never drank wine, like really good wines before, the second you start drinking our wines, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It'll make all the sense in the world. And a proper wine paired with a proper food, oh my gosh, it makes an event. And that's something that we get to share with everybody. And a lot of people haven't really tried wine pairings. It's more people haven't than have. So it's really fun to share that. We do that every Wednesday on our Wine and Dine show. It's on the same link you came here, or you go to the wineanddineshow.com at 5:30 Pacific, 6:30 Mountain, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, and 9:30 for those in the Atlantic Standard Time. And we literally just have members that are sharing their recipes and combinations with the wines that we have, and just showing people how easy it is to celebrate any event or a great day even with a great wine, great food, and do it at an amazing member price. That's what we're showing every Wednesday. So we look forward to seeing you this Wednesday. There's always some incredible things going on. We have a trivia.
Will you open for me? I want a glass.
Angie, I got some right here. In case you guys didn't see Tanya come down, we had dinner. This is a great Chardonnay from our club. There are amazing wines here. But I'll do a cheer and a sip for you, Angie. Whites in the summer for us more than normal. We usually drink a lot of reds. It's just lately it's been 101 degrees. Not as hot as you, Tony, but it's hot here. And there's something about it, just to chill out in the sun. Anyway, I'm going to show you the comp plan. This is the most amazing business I've ever been part of. and it's just getting better and better as we progress. And we're able to bring these crazy wines to you. And I mean crazy because, you know, nobody's going to get Napa and Sonoma Valleys of this value at this price anywhere. You can't get it locally. They can only get it through us. And while they're only like $25 a bottle, these are not $25 bottles of wine. And that's the thing that everybody needs to know. And if you compare this with anything else, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. We have an amazing quality. Why Napa and Sonoma Valley before I go to the comp plan? Because that's where the best wines in North America come from, arguably. I can tell you it's world known, and it's probably some of the best wines in the world. They win awards after awards for, you know, literally the past, you know, several decades. The wines from Sonoma Valley hit the marketplace first in the old world and really stirred things up. And then out of Napa. If you travel to fine restaurants around the world and you get their wine list, when you open up the most expensive pages for all the different types of wines, Napa Valley's all throughout that. Big names. It's also something you can't get locally around the world. And that's why we have such a niche. We're not a me too. We are a unique company in this entire, you know, adult beverage world. And that's what sets us apart. You know, why us? Well, because you're not going to get this value anywhere else. No one's going to set that up, you guys. We have special things we've done to make that happen. And we have the right connections and the right knowledge to make this happen. This would be very hard for someone else to do. And it's just to keep that quality there. Anybody can sell other people's wines. Anybody can get in the distribution model. But we stepped it up further where it's our brand, our name that's out there. And we actually help you market. So before I go on the comp plan, company is all set up for amazing wines to be delivered and an amazing comp plan. Outside of that, my awesome wife, Tanya, and I, we have lead generation businesses, and we literally partner with you. The second you become a wine ambassador with us and join this awesome opportunity, the person that brought you here will walk you through how this happens. We give you access to leads and assist them to work those leads. We literally take care of the number one expense that drives most people out of business, and that's marketing. You know, you can't build a business on family and friends, even wine. You know, we figured out our niches, and we know how to bring the right type of people in and how to present it. We teach you how to do that. And then Tanya and myself, we fund your marketing as our partners. And not just your marketing, but any ambassador you bring in, we're going to fund their marketing too. So we're going to fund your whole organization to grow. And that's our commitment to you guys. And that's not Wine Ambassador doing it. That's Rory and Tanya Richter doing it for you. And the person that brought you here will get you involved with that and the training necessary to access that. So let's go into the comp plan. I'm just going to go to wineambassadorcompplan.com. And there's 3 ways to get started. You know, I tell everybody, if this just sounds too good to be true, or you're just not totally sure, maybe you're not really a wine drinker, and you're like, man, you know, I really like that $2 chuck. It's $2.99. We can drink it every night. It's cheap. All I tell you is try the wine. Just become a customer. Get your first 4 bottles for $99.95 and shipping, and it'll blow you away. Just try it there. Those that want to do the business, we've got literally, you know, 3 ways to be part of the business. One is the estate member, one's a reserve member, one's a Grand Cru member. Basically become a wine ambassador. I'm going to walk you through that. And then the third way is for those that live in states that we can't ship wine. There's like 4 or 5 states we can't ship to. And we have other countries that we're opening up that we may not be able to ship to yet, or we're working on getting things done. Then they're able to sign up in our Grapevine system only, which is a way for them to be marketing this business, even though we can't send wine to them yet. And that one's just, you know, the $59.95 plus an annual enrollment. All ambassadors have an annual enrollment. It's $50. That covers your back office, reporting tools, a lot of landing pages, everything except for what we call the Grapevine, which is our marketing system that we feed marketing into and leads into that we make available to you. That's something you'll get into separate training. So those that want to, you know, we do things more than probably any other company in the space. And I mean in direct sales. We don't only just give you a great comp plan and a great product and a service rather to market, but we partner with you in the number one way people fail, and that's marketing. So get with the person that brought you here, they'll get you going on this, and then you can see how things go. Now let's go out this compensation plan. Very simple and very lucrative. Pretty much once you become an ambassador, most people we can ship to, so they come in at the estate level. Estate, reserve, or Grand Cru, as opposed to a lot of companies in the industry of direct sales, We literally don't charge you extra to become an ambassador. We have you come in and you literally buy a case of wine or 2 cases of wine or a Grand Cru, and you get it at the lowest possible price. Our lowest price is a Grand Cru price. So when you become an estate member, it's $300 and you get an amazing, case of wine, and then you get 10% off additional cases. And I always like to explain it, when you get just 4 bottles of wine, that's 4 unique bottles of wine. Odds are one of those 4 is something you're going to want more of. If not, all 4 of them you're going to want more of. Then you can order a custom case. And when you order a custom case, you can pick from the inventory that's available, and you'll get 10% off that price. Our standard member pricing, a case is literally $360. It's still an amazing value, but estates get 10% off of that. So they'll save $36. A reserve member, they come in the business, they get 2 cases for $600, so $300 a piece. And then they get a 50% discount on additional cases of wine. And then our Grand Crus, which is $1,200, they get 2 cases of our incredible wine, but they also get our 6th bottle of our Grand Cru selection. Our Grand Cru selection is worth a minimum of $750 on up, but that's a great way to start a collection or add to a collection, and that's our higher echelon of wines. And they also get 20% discount on additional cases of wine, which is why so basically they're able to get wines for $300 a case as opposed to $360. So those discounts are available when you get Smart Ship or you set up, an automatic order to go out, we give you the best pricing possible, but additional cases are based on your entry level or your rank level as an ambassador for the savings. Customers get customer pricing, and again, we're talking amazing value for our wines. You cannot get this quality of wine for the price you get it as a member here. It's impossible. And they won't be able to find it locally. And once you get a taste for it, you're going to want the better wines. It's just simple. Like, I cannot tell you how many people have said, Rory, you are right. I cannot drink the wine I was drinking before. It does not even taste good to me anymore. I said, that's because you had to find wine. Your palate's changed, it's adapted, and it's a natural, your body's going to like it better because there's nothing artificial in it. This is a true fine wine made the right way. Meaning it's in barrels, it's aging, it's in containers, aging properly. We don't speed the process up. We have a panel that goes out. Our CTO has an amazing palate. He's a wine connoisseur as well. He and his mom, who's got a great taste and covers things, then Tanya and myself. And Tanya has been drinking fine wines with me for 17 years. I can promise you she's been very well trained, but she knows what she likes too. But she's got a pretty adapted, palate. We've had fine wines. Literally, she's had fine wines ever since she's, been in my life for 17 years. We go out there and taste our wines every 3 months to see where they're at. We literally taste it from the barrel and see where it's at. When it's ready to bottle, we, have it signed off on and bottle it. So we are tasting our own wines and quality controlling it, but we're also committed to it. And because of the way we set it up, that's why we're able to do it at the value we're able to do it. We cut down every possible way to make this a manageable business, to take it to the world at a great price. At $25 a bottle, people can drink wine a couple times a week. We have wine every night with dinner. We also, enjoy it. It's a way to calm things down. It naturally depresses stuff. So if you don't have a wine life, that's what I call it, going on, this enables you to have one. Now, I'm going to go over the compensation model. Even our customers get to participate in the first way we get paid. And that is, I adjusted my mouse today. It's going to go really quick. Okay. That is free wine. So whether you're a customer or ambassador, the first 3 customers you refer in are worth a lot of money to us and to you. We are so positive that people are going to stick with our wine and stay here a long time. We give you guys a huge incentive to bring them in. So, when you refer just one customer, when they accumulate an order 3 times, you're going to get a wine credit, $99.95 to your account, so basically get wine for free. And that's every time they equal 3 orders. So if you just bring in one customer, they're $400 a month to you in free wine. If you bring in 2, that means you're going to get wine up to 2 to 3 times, 2 out of 3 months for free, or that's 2 customers are worth $800 a year for you. It's not a one-time referral, that we give you. As long as they're ordering, you're going to be receiving free wine. And if you have 3 customers that are ordering all the time, your wine's free every month. And that's for customers and ambassadors. And then from there, our ambassadors get what we call our ambassador customer acquisition bonus. And whether it's just a customer or an ambassador that's also a customer, we pay you $10 a month for every time they order. And customers on your fourth customer forward, so once you get your free wine, which is we want everybody to get free wine, once you get your free wine, you're getting $20 bonus for activating them, and then you get $10 a month ongoing. You know, and some of our top guys, because they're using the marketing that we have and they're just very consistent and they work this like a full-time career because they're earning a full-time career income, you know, some of them are adding 150 customers every year. That means they're increasing their income $1,500 a month every year, growing that, you know, building that business, right? Then we pay out exceptionally well on our wine starter kits. You know, we are professional marketers behind this company. We know that acquisition costs are real. We also know that when you bring somebody in the right way and explain everything to them, odds are you put a couple hours into it, at least. Sometimes it might be 3 or 4. And so you need to get paid very well for doing so, because again, this is a professional business. So we literally take it with you. We acquire that customer and give you guys an amazing incentive to do so. And that's our 50% wine starter kit. So when they come in for $300, $600, or $1,200 in the wine ambassador levels and get the best price on the wines ever, we give you 50% of their entry price. And that's just to incentivize you to keep building this business. We literally lose money acquiring customers at that point, because we know once they taste the wine and get going with us, we're going to be building. We want to make that super attractive. And that's what that is. Now, I'm going to explain this. When they are in a state, and I'll scroll up for just a second, they can upgrade at any time. They will pay the difference and get the difference. And you, as their, you know, enrolling ambassador, you'll continue to get commissions based on that too. So if they come in a state member, and a lot of people start here, and then they decide, oh my gosh, I'm going to order another case of wine. This is really good. They can get the cheapest price by just upgrading to reserve. And then you're going to get another $150 commission. And then when they realize, oh man, these wines are really good, I wonder what the Grand Cru tastes like. And they buy the Grand Cru, which gives them the highest level in the company, then you're going to get another $300 commission if they're at a reserve. If they upgrade from the state to Grand Cru, they're going to pay $900, you'll get $450. So you never lose out. No one gets penalized for them to upgrade. We knew they would upgrade in time. That's how this is built. And we're just partnering with you to make this very attractive and very rewarding. Also, the Grand Crus get something that no one else gets. That's the limited Founders Black Card. That is available at the moment up until our event in November. We have an event November 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's an online virtual event. And it's $59.95 to attend. You purchase that in your back office, and you will access the event from your back office as well. So there's more information on that. You can get with the person that brought you here on that. But that event, we're going to be rolling out some incredible things, especially on marketing and branding. We have an amazing guest speaker, which will be announced at some point here soon. He's a huge online marketer. I've known him for a long time. I couldn't say enough. I could talk about him for about 2 hours here. He's been someone that I've worked with for a long, long time, since the early 2000s, and millions of dollars in marketing. And I'm really excited that he's gonna, speak to everybody and give you guys some really good insight on, success. That being said, the Founders Black Card is gonna gain a lot of value when we roll out some additional things that come out there. They also get preferential treatment at our events and exclusive access to things, and more will be coming in November. So I just want to, remember that. The cutoff for the physical things we're sending out will be October 25th. So for those of you that, are here and maybe you're reserve, you probably want to get up to Grand Cru by October 25th. That's a heads up. And also the wines are exceptional right now that are going out. So the fourth way we get paid is, I got to adjust my mouse. Sorry, guys. The fourth way we get paid is in the binary percentage and check match. And I'm just going to show you really quick. This is how you earn the level up there. So you get up to 22%. It's based on, personal ambassadors you bring in and personal customers you bring in, all very achievable. It's also based on volume, and this is group volume. Now there's an asterisk here, and that asterisk basically is going to spell out that of the qualifying volume, no more than 70% of that can come from any one leg. So so you have at least 30% in one leg and no more than 70% in the other leg for the qualifying volume. Legs, now I'm gonna go up to that. Legs, we get paid in a binary. Binary means two. You have a left team and a right team. The person that brought you in is gonna sign you up in their left team or their right team. Whatever team they bring you in, that's the team we want you to continue to build. So they signed you up on their right, we want you to start building down the right, especially if you're using our leads. Because once you get that going and it's building on its own, then you start building the left side or the other side. We call that the pay side. And then the binary is going to kick in. The way the binary works is Wednesday night at midnight Eastern, the system takes a snapshot of what your volumes are. Whatever the lesser side is, left or right, it's going to pay you up to 22% of that each week. Then the check match is rewarding you for building your team and duplicating with your team. So as they start getting the binary pay, the person that you personally brought in, you receive up to 50% of what they get. It doesn't come from them, but it's a bonus on top of, but you get a check match. So basically, we want you to come in, build a business, using our leads, using, every method that we teach you and make available to you, and build your business. And the bigger your business gets and the bigger you help others and pay it forward with them to build, the more you're going to get paid. Very, very simple. We have a lot of promotions that they run all the time. We have one that's ending the end of August. Currently, there's a pretty good lead for number one. She won the biggest thing we've given so far, which was in the end of May. Priscilla, what did you get in May?
I got a Moscato label with my name on it.
So she has her own wine label. Now, I want you guys to understand, it's a bucket list for a lot of millionaires to have their own wine label. And we did something with that. So it's something that was really true to me. I actually wanted my own wine. I wanted my own winery and my own wine label since I was in my mid-20s. I now have it. And, we invested to put stuff together, and all the founders have labels, and we wanted to take care of our biggest producers and do that. So Priscilla got it. It was on Moscato, and the prize that gets awarded at the end of this month is, a label on what, Priscilla?
My favorite is sparkling.
So it's going to be I already let the cat out of the bag on another call, so I'll continue. We have a rosé sparkling wine. It's phenomenal. It's so good. It's been in the process for a long time. It'll be ready sometime this holiday season. And if Miss Priscilla Ashley is still number one, her label will be on a sparkling. Something that I think she will just love. She's a sparkling fan. There's people catching up. It could change. We got a couple weeks. That it could be a tight race. But we're always giving amazing prizes out. We're starting a new contest the 1st of September. Those are in the top 25 in August are going to get bonus points to start into September. So no matter where you're at, just keep pushing. We have a lot of wine glasses to go out. People won cheese. People won grottos, which is something we go in there. We have our own fine cheese selection that we send out every month that you can buy from the back office. And we are adding fine meats any day now. We're not going to wait till November to roll those out. Those are going to be available as soon as the programming is done and connected. And these are incredible wines or meats from Kansas City that will complement our wines completely. We are so ecstatic. Anyway, that's the stuff that's here. So get with the person that brought you here. We have a lot of fun. I look at it as a business, and worst case, you're going to get like the best value possible on some amazing wines. Best case, you're going to be part of something that just doesn't go away. Wine is here to stay. It was here long before us and be here long after us, and we've really structured this company to build, grow, and be strong. It's good. Priscilla, I have you on your own and pick on you again, but you've been marketing a lot of things in your life. You've been marketing wine now for about the same as me, 4 years, right?
No, 3 years actually. You were
okay, 3 years?
Mm-hmm. The end of 2016 I came in. I think you were in before me.
Yeah, but we're like in 2020 now. So you're like 3.5 years?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the funnest thing you've ever marketed before?
Well, duh, wine.
Right? And I don't know, Tanya and I talk about it all the time, like we get to do this. It's wine. We make money on like pretty much adult favorite beverage worldwide by the stats and the numbers. Wine. That's what we make our money on. Incredible. Anyway, give it the person that brought you here. They're going to get you set up and going. Know that we are here to support you. We do so much to help build with you guys. You show up, we show up. Candy and I are going to fund your marketing, your leads. Ask the person that brought you here how that works. And we'll see you on the Wine and Dine show on Wednesday. We do this every Monday. You can bring people here. They can hear from me. And then we got some other presentation, tools that the person that brought you here will share with you to just get this out there. But you cannot get these wines anywhere else. And our compensation plan is pretty amazing. Talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.